Let's ring this bell. Let's get this show started. All right, guys, welcome to the Rotary Club of El Paso weekly meeting. Today is pretty casual. You know, anybody wants to say something anytime. Pretty casual program today. It's within in-house. Very interesting program today. And I have some great news and some great news. So I'm very excited about today's meeting. So keeping with traditions, invocation, pledge, and four-way test, I believe it's Carl Heimer who's going to lead us with this. And I think you're online here, Carl. Whenever you're ready,
yeah.
Take it away.
Okay. All right, let us pray. Dear God, I have today. We thank you for our community, that you have been so faithful to us as people that are serving and caring for our community, especially during this time of the pandemic when we have so much fear and so many problems around us. We pray for them, and we also pray for those who are in danger, and we pray that you be with them, oh God, and take care of them, their families, and those around them. We also pray for our country and the decisions that have to be made. We pray for those that can make the decisions based on their love for this country and the needs for those around us to be free and to do the will that needs to be done so that we can have a safe place to live and all the benefits of the joy of being here in the United States. We thank you, God. We pray all these things, knowing that you are such a gracious and loving God. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Okay, do we do pledge allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the
Of the United States of
America
America,
and to the
and to the
republic
republic which it stands,
one
nation, under
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, next would be one thing that we say or do is the truth. Is it fair for all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all?
All right, perfect. Well, great job, Carl. And by the way, love this shirt. You know, where you what is that, from Macy's or Nordstrom? But I love that shirt. It's very stylish on you. Hey guys, so before it slips my mind, looking at Sonny Brown and Sonny Brown was showing off his new bench. It just I want to share a memory, a recent memory that a day like this, very nice day, and Sophie and I, we took a walk in the park, Memorial Park, beautiful park, huge trees. There was this beautiful bench right there. I said, look, Sophie, let's sit down here, you know, get some rest, enjoy this Mother Nature. And as we're looking at this bench, it has Sonny Brown's name on it, and it's related to Rotary Club of El Paso. And I believe, Sonny, I don't know if you could tell us a little bit about that history, but I was so intrigued about it, and I was excited about just running to something like that out of the blue. And Mark Mathis has a similar story of running into something with Rotary Club of El Paso. But the point here is Rotary Club of El Paso is everywhere. And Sonny, I don't know if you could share a little bit of background on that. I'm just kind of curious about it.
well, that monument was planned by Jim Stewart of our Rotary Club. Well, the year I was Rotary District Governor in 89-90, we did a memorial to all the Rotarians in the district, which is West Texas and New Mexico, who had passed on. So that memorial was done on the basis of the annual event done for memorial of our Rotarians.
That's very wonderful, and it's going to be there for a very, very long time, that legacy and that memorial. So great work on that, Sonny. And by the way, Sonny, I understand you guys have some very good news.
We had our 63rd anniversary.
Yay!
And Sonny, congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your anniversary.
It was on September 6th, and we celebrated it at our granddaughter's wedding. So
Yay.
that's the second one of our granddaughters to be married on our anniversary.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this
Well,
granddaughter used to babysit my babies.
That's right.
Really?
Very
Wow.
nice.
Well, congratulations, guys. All right, moving on. Let me see here. If we could start off, Mike, I don't know if we have a pop-up guest.
No, he wasn't able to make it. I tried both of them, and it just couldn't pull. It's
not a
tough. It's
problem.
lunchtime for those kids. Yeah. So,
Perfect. So that leads perfectly to the next slide. And Catherine Berg will lead us to this. And I know it's too early to be talking about stuff like this. And before I asked everyone, is it too early to start singing Christmas songs, holiday songs? And we all agreed I would turn off people by singing holiday songs. But being in the service industry, the community industry, we got to start planning ahead. So related to that, Catherine Berg has a special guest to remind us about what's going on at the Community Foundation.
I have the perfect pop-up guest, and I don't know if any of you all have heard secrets or rumors about this children's museum thing, but we had the groundbreaking this morning, and Katy Herron beautifully, Yasser texted me about an hour ago, and I got on the phone with Katy. I said, Katy, can you hop on to this Rotary meeting, although she's the one that helped really put together this great groundbreaking of the Children's Museum earlier this morning. We did a virtual stream of that, and so praise and adoration to this girl. This girl she was an intern for us for a while and just kicked butt and took names, and we hired her, and she is kind of involved in everything that we do, but she knows all the stuff that young kids know that we don't, as far as streaming, as far as putting together Spirit of Giving the way that we're going to be doing it this year, because people are not going to be going to the malls and taking things off of trees. And so with that, I would like to introduce my work daughter, Katy Herron. Katy, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see your faces. My desk is just above the foundation room window, so I usually see the tops of your heads pre-COVID, your weekly meetings, so nice to see your faces. And yes, we're planning Spirit of Giving. You know, the foundation has done this project for 32 years, going on 32 years. And really, because of a lot of things, we've had to pivot for COVID. And typically our trees hang in the Silla Vista Mall and they hang in the Sunland Park Mall and 5 GECU bank locations. And a lot of those partners have said, you know, we have issues storing gifts, you know, lack of foot traffic. So we've turned to our community partners, and we're so lucky that Downtown Rotary has committed to help us with this project. And so, you know, these gifts really touch the lives of those agencies, people that benefit from Bien Vivir, Candlelighters, Miracle League, so many organizations. And so what we're doing this year is we're going virtual, and we're having a virtual tree. And I'm not sure, could someone allow me to share my screen? It might be best if I show an example of how this will work. Great.
I think Arlene, yeah, there we go.
Okay, so this is what your virtual tree will look like. And we'll have a branded, we'll get your Rotary logo up on here. And this will be a unique link that can be sent to all your members, family, neighbors. And when you click on these tags, which will have the gender and the age of the person, you'll see a little profile come up. So this is an example for La Posada. This little boy is kind and helpful. He's always taking care of others, and his family escaped from domestic violence. So a quick little profile. And then he's asking for either a scooter or action figures. And I'm not sure if this year we're just having them ask for one gift or two, but you'll be able to click which one of these gifts you want to sponsor. And then there'll be an option that will say, you know, I'm going to purchase this gift, wrap it, and deliver it myself. And we'll give you those dates where you can come and drop it by the foundation room, just a drive-by drop off. Or you're going to say, I will purchase this gift with the credit card right now, and we are going to go do the shopping. We always shop local, and then we have a big wrapping party in the foundation room, and it's a lot of fun. So these set tags will be for the Rotary Club, and we just ask that you send this out. We're going to send this special tree link to you starting November 13th. And by that time around, I think Sunny 99 will be playing their Christmas carols, and we can all get into the spirit of giving. So we super appreciate you all. And if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them now. Or if you want to send me an email, I think my contact was up on the other screen.
And I can send it to Yasser after the meeting too, or during the meeting. I'll send everybody the contact for Katie.
I have a question. If there's a wrapping and things like that, do you want the Rotary volunteers to help with that, or do you have enough staff?
That's great. You know, last year we had our web developer team, Hello Migo, come in and do some wrapping. I think we'll have to give you an update on that, just because we are being conscious of how many people are in the foundation room. But if we could get some volunteers, that would be phenomenal.
Okay.
I have a question, Katie. On the gifts, what is easier for you guys? Is it easier for us to get on there and just purchase it online and let you do the shopping? Or does it make it easier for us to buy the gifts? And
honestly, it makes it easier if you all buy the gifts.
Okay.
I know everyone's busy, and so we like to have that option where you can just put in your credit card. You know, I'm not sure if everyone's comfortable yet going to a store or just dealing with those kinds of things. So we wanted to give both options. But quite frankly, it is easier if you all buy the gift. We just ask that when you wrap it, you put it in a gift bag with tissue paper instead of wrapping it with wrapping paper in a box or something like that, just for the agencies to, you know, pull it out and make sure that that's what the person asked for.
okay, great. Good to know. Thank you.
Katie, congratulations on being part of the Community Foundation team, and this is a great effort, and we're excited to be able to support, help out in any way. So we'll keep an eye on that link.
Sounds good. Thank you all for having me.
Thanks, love.
Bye.
Let me see here. This was our third pop-up project, and circling back, the first one was that Pen Pal project. We wrote letters to that senior care center, and the second one was the supplies to Tornillo. By the way, it was 100 backpacks or more with supplies. They were very grateful, very impactful. This past weekend, it was a lot of fun, and I try to make it to each appointment to say hello to everyone and thank them. We had the talent blood drive. And Ames Davis, thank you so much for encouraging us, and just somehow you triggered this idea. And sometimes that's all it takes, just planting the seeds, saying, hey, wouldn't it be great if we did this? And you know what? That's a great idea. Let's run with it. Here we ran with it. We got close to 16 or so donors. Here's some pictures. You see Mark Mathis here, David Mills, Martin was there, and Jessica Vasquez, Jamie Melver, who's close to donating 19 gallons of blood. Not that day, okay? He did not donate, but 19 gallons. So, and there you see Paul Coleman and his wife, and Martin Lopez and his his wife Jessica Lopez as well. John was there. Ames Davis. I mean, it was a lot of fun, very impactful, very rewarding. It was a great way to be Rotarians, and a great way to change someone's life. It was a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much. All right, guys. So pop-up project number 4. So I know you guys mentioned it's way too early to sing Christmas carols, but it's not early enough to start planning for the holidays. Pop-up project number 4 entails a holiday bicycle drive. So in the next couple of months, if you have a bicycle in your garage that's been there flat for 6 years, you know, guys, it might be time to donate it. And we all have a bike like that, that it's just there just in case that one day we decide to go bike riding and then it's going to be there for another 6 years. But we're looking for donations. It could be used, new bikes, and if we do a bike drive October, November, this is with the end goal of December. Maybe we go back to Tornillo area and donate bikes again. And this could also some kind of spin with our children's Christmas party that I'll tell you guys a little bit more here in a second. But the point here is, if you got a bicycle, you want to put an ad on Nextdoor. Nextdoor is an app. It's an online thing where communities communicate. Put an ad on somewhere saying, hey, I'm looking to pick up bicycles from on behalf of the Rotary Club of El Paso. We're going to donate them. October, the drive October, November. Maybe we could set up something in November where we fix them up. And December is a bike distribution. We could do a bike event with a safety course, an obstacle course, you know, some bike basics. Okay, you filled in these 3 squares. Here's your bicycle. I mean, imagine how rewarding that would be to some of these kids. So I could store them in my backyard. Arlene has also offered to help store these bikes. So if you come across a bike, hey, just give us a heads up. We'll go pick it up. Also, if you want to donate bikes, a lot of times we could pick up bikes. I use bikes for $20, $30 max. So if you want to throw in some dollars to this, we could find some bikes. So anyway, pop-up project number 4. Great news, guys. Children's Christmas party. So with the theme of this year of trying not to cancel things, just reinventing them, adapting to the times. This week I had an opportunity to attend the Children's Christmas Party Committee meeting with Region 19. So this year it's a little spin than previous years. Previous years we had like over 4,200 kids go to the County Coliseum. And then, but that day would begin at 6 a.m. for us, and then we would have like this assembly line of doing the stocking stuffing and all that. This year, it's a great opportunity to try something different. Region 19 says they have over 30 centers, but the plan here is to consolidate. Maybe if there's 4 centers in the east side, make it one zone, one center. And then we could have like a drive-by kind of Christmas holiday party distribution. So maybe we reduce it to maybe 7 centers, 7 locations. But the point here is we're still doing a children's Christmas party, a version of it. It's a great opportunity to get the other Rotary clubs in our city together. And maybe we could assign 1 Rotary club, 1 center. So it's a great opportunity to get everyone involved. So that's some good news there I wanted to share with everyone. And now I'm going to look at Ray Cox, because earlier I was like, Ray, I got a scooter and it involves you. So Martin Gomez from the Camino Real, who's also at Vitalent, I ran into him there at Vitalent and said, hey, guys, I have an electric scooter. If you have somebody who you think would have use for it, they're offering this scooter to donate to them. So those of you who have worked in the Texas Ramp Build project, people with limited mobility, if you know somebody, reach out to me or Arlene and we'll find a place for the scooter. But let us know pretty quick before it goes. I'd love to find a great home for this electric scooter. All right, so during the blood drive, you know, it was so great seeing people, Rotarians, and connecting with them. And yesterday I had lunch with Teresa Rockwell, and she recommended something that's very fun, very interesting. So I want to propose maybe every Wednesday at 7 a.m. I'll be at a coffee shop, a predetermined coffee shop, and any Rotarian that just wants to go and stop by and have coffee, nothing specific on the agenda, just, a little bit of a connection with Rotarians. We'll be at a safe distance. Maybe we could limit it to a certain amount of folks visiting, but planning on something that's every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Grab your coffee. We'll sit down. We'll talk Rotary. We'll talk anything, any ideas you want to share. Just hang out or anything at all. So keep an eye on that. Every Wednesday at 7 a.m. If it's just me, that's fine. If a couple people show up, it's great. So keep an eye on that, guys. All right, guys, let's see what we got here. So the reason I'm behind these, in front of these wine glasses is because we've got a great program ahead, and we have Mike Hackett who's going to tell us about this great event. By the way, this is our one of our major fundraisers for this year. But Mike Hackett, I'm going to pass it over to him to tell us a lot more on this, and I can't wait for this event tonight.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so audio okay? Going to the technology here, Andy. I mean, I've got my phone plugged into my earbuds, doing the video on the computer. The things we've learned from going through this COVID crisis is pretty amazing how everybody's had to adapt, and we are. And just like everybody's adapting at work, we're adapting our meetings. We realized that the wine festival, we had to adapt, and especially since we couldn't get together. We really, really wanted to do our wine festival this year, but there's just no way to do it. So we're kind of going back old school, really, the more I thought about it. It's going back to the Celebrity Chef days. Where we had one restaurant featured. Oh, there they are. Thought this was going to be an expensive trip. I'm in Austin, actually. I left my wife and daughter at Restoration Hardware about 40 minutes ago, and I just walked by, so I don't think they bought anything. Hopefully it'll be a cheap trip. So I apologize for the background and everything. Anyway, so we took Celebrity Chef, we took our Wine Fest, and we kind of morphed it into this Wine Fest 2020 curbside. And you're going to see this probably stick around because we've gotten, just in the first few days, we only had this out on the advertising about 4 days total. We've already got some great feedback. What we've done is we've gone to our restaurants, those who supported us, and we're asking them to make us dinner for two and a bottle of wine. And every month it's going to be a different restaurant. Every month's going to be a different bottle of wine. We're leaving it up to the restaurant to try and pick the wine. They're going to pair it up. We've had to utilize our website. I don't even know all the social media things, and that's why I was going to throw Andy under the bus, because I'd like Andy to just describe in a few minutes about all the things that we're doing to advertise this online. It's crazy. And my daughter says, "Oh, you guys need to be doing Instagram," and we're in Austin. She's following us. We got people all over following them. And she says, "Oh, you are." So I don't know what we're doing, social media and things, but I know the message is getting out there. The proof to me was the first day that we had to open, 30% of our customers were non-Rotarians. The disappointing fact of that was 30% of my customers were non-Rotarians. Guys, we got over 100 members in our club, and we only had about 20 people who ordered this dinner. But that's okay. I know that not everybody's sushi bound, and I'm sure our participation will increase as the months go by. But Andy, could you take it for a minute and explain how you're out there plugging all this stuff together, connecting the Facebook to the web page, to the Rotary Club site, to the Wine Fest site?
Yeah, and Carlos has been pivotal in the whole process. We obviously used our El Paso Wine Fest website to change the homepage a little bit to make that the entry point to learn about this event, and then at the bottom of the page to sign up. This is our first one, so we've been kind of working through the workflow and the process to make this work right, and so we've been through about 4 or 5 iterations of getting this done, but I think we're getting it down, and I think this next one will be even smoother. We had some little things missing this one where we failed to put the menu on the first page, for instance. Duh. I mean, maybe we should tell people what they get to eat if they're going to spend $95. So just little things like that, but discovery along the way to make this work smoothly. We're using Eventbrite to collect the money and to handle the back end. So that's an easy thing to do. And then of course we're posting it everywhere. I don't know if we missed Instagram. Maybe we did. I don't know. I have to check. Carlos, you might know about that. But we're on Facebook and we're on our website and we're on the Rotary and we're doing posts. And I've been personally sending it to. Matter of fact, I'm having another couple over to the house for dinner tonight, and we're both having. That was the way I could sell him a dinner. So they bought the dinner package, and they're going to go with me at 6 o'clock to pick mine and theirs up, and we're going to sit outside socially distant in the backyard and have our dinner together from Dragonfly. But social media is a big tool for this. We've sent email blasts with Arlene to our own database more than one time, and we've been asking everybody, of course, to forward it to friends. So I think that to see this grow in the future, we need to kind of grow it outside the confines of our club and look to the entire community, and everybody send out to people they know to say, hey, we had a wonderful dinner from Dragonfly. Now we're moving to Crave, and Crave's going to be the next one. And we'd like to have everybody be sure to share it with everyone you know. Again, it's a way of not only promoting Rotary Club of El Paso, but also something we're doing to keep the whole notion of El Paso Wine Fest alive for next year when we hopefully are doing this back downtown again. So that's kind of the big picture.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, it's been a tremendous amount of work that Andy and Carlos have been doing on this. I mean, they go out to the restaurants, they videotape the chef preparing the meal. Rudy from Crave, I'm excited to see what he does because he's all into this already. And he was very excited when I talked to him yesterday about getting it all put together, and had some great ideas on the menu. I was glad that our price point is where it is because it gives him some latitude to be more creative with his offering. Love to hear feedback on what you guys think of the meal. Part of the thing that I'm telling my chefs is, although we want it to be a fully prepared meal, if there's pasta and maybe rice involved, I'm telling them to let the end user make the pasta. Nobody likes leftover spaghetti warmed up in a microwave. So if you're going to get a fettuccine alfredo or something with a cheese sauce, you may get just a cup of sauce that you heat up and then boil your water and make your own noodles. Keeps it fresh that way. G was kind of unique, although his presentation and his video is rough because he showed it in aluminum foil. He's actually ordered bento boxes to go. So your meal, when you get it, is going to be in a little black bento box, just like a Japanese dinner, or lunchbox would be. 5 portions all sectioned out. You're going to get your miso soup, a little bit of a salad, or squid seaweed salad, which may not sound great. It really is very good. It's one of my favorite appetizers. Then they're going to throw in the shrimp tempura and finish it up with some beef bulgogi. Oh, and the Lexus roll. And this is all dinner for 2. So you're going to get 2 portions, 2 plates, plus a bottle of Bowen wine. And the Bonapino Pinot pairing up with it is kind of unique in that most people go to a sweet white wine when they want Chinese or Oriental food. This is proving that you can actually go to the reds if you pair the right wines up with things. So we're still trying to use our Wine Fest attitude about education, getting our food out there, supporting our restaurants who need the support still. Even though occupancy is picking up, these guys have suffered a long time with only getting dinners to go and then 25% and creeping up. So they've been having a tough time of it this last year, and our club has as well. We need to get some revenue coming in. The nice thing about this, it really doesn't cost us anything. Everything's prepaid through Eventbrite, so we've already got the money in the bank. Gosser's going to take G a check tomorrow. We'll have that check signed. And then we end up with, I think we have 42 dinners sold as of last night, and that made us about $800. Pretty easy way to turn $800. We do that 12 times this year. All of a sudden, we made $12,000 fundraising that we get to add to our Wine Fest budget and things that we do. The restaurants seem really receptive to it, and people are already talking about wine dinners. Talking to Rudy yesterday, he has the old Tabla downtown, example of a great restaurant that couldn't survive COVID. He owns that space there, and he said, you know, we could seat 30 to 50 people in there, comfortably spaced and do a wine dinner. So we're looking at, after the first of the year, probably doing some wine dinners. This thing will evolve and move on, and I think it'll be a great way to keep it in front of our customers and our club members' eyes to keep the Wine Fest and build it. Next year for Wine Fest, we're going to have to expand our platform. While I've been down here in Austin, yesterday I did a little research myself, went up to Fredericksburg, did some wine tasting. It's amazing the amount of wineries that are up here in just south of Fredericksburg now. And actually the wine's gotten, in the last 5 years, improved much from the last time I was out here. Not as everything as good as California or Oregon or France, but they're up and coming wines, and it'll be interesting after the fires this last year, the devastation that took place out in Napa. Hearing that Honig is not producing any Cabernet this year is just mind-boggling. You know, some big producers that are going to be out of wine. So Texas is going to be an up-and-coming place for wine, and we hope to have some of these places represented at our Wine Fest. So we're looking to double the fun in 21 at El Paso Wine Fest. Anybody got any questions about what's going on? Or?
I do. This is Leah, Mike. When we order these dinners, and I did not order, I'm not a sushi eater, so I didn't order this time, but when we order the dinners, do we have to do it like on a certain day? I mean, you have to pick up the dinner on a certain day.
Correct. It's all picked up on one. It'll be the first Thursday of the month. So you can just put that on your calendar. Okay. Just like right now, you can put the third Saturday in October next year. That's when Wine Fest will be. We're going to do the first Thursday of the month. It just happened to roll that way with the Dragonfly. And I think it works because of the holidays and things like that. Right. We won't have too much run-in except for January. And January 1st might be a sleeper because who wants to cook on New Year's Day? It's kind of a iffy thing. So we'll see where that rolls. But the rest of them, yeah, you'll pick it up. And then we ask you just not necessarily reserve a time, but let us know when you think you'll pick up. And that just helps the restaurant plan how they roll those meals out to get them as fresh as possible. Good question. Thank you.
Hey, Mike, this is a question for you. So is it possible for us to do this for one person, for those of us single or can't eat that much sushi, or any suggestions on that?
I'm open to suggestions on that. Actually, my daughter brought that up yesterday. She said, what about single people? I'm sure there's some single folks in your club that would like to do it. So I think, Andy, we can do that. It's just a matter of letting the restaurant know. Do a half order for, like, the Dragonfly probably would have been around $60 instead of $95 for dinner for two. So definitely take that to the restaurants and see if it's an issue. I don't think it will be. So yeah, we're going to try and do that this next month going on.
Ames, would you be okay with a full bottle of wine?
I'll take the full bottle of wine, absolutely. I mean, of course, I'm on the wine committee. What are you talking about? What a silly question. Oh my goodness, I can't even believe you asked. I mean, if I had to do a half a bottle, okay, but if you forego the meal and just give me the wine, I'm in with that too. So.
Mike, what is in the Lexus roll? The roll for the night.
So the Lexus roll uses real crab. It's not the crab stick or the imitation crab. It's real crab in the middle, rolled up in the full roll with they call it a full roll, so it's rice and the wrap, and then topped with his green tea salmon, which he marinates in his green tea. It's really, really good. And then he uses a special topping with I think he uses the jalapeno oil on top of best. It's a really good, easy eating roll. No cream cheese, no mayonnaise.
Hey, Mike, one other thing I thought of that might be fun. Why don't we add a donation button to this next time for people that want to help Rotary out in some of our causes and have a little place if you'd like to make a tip or a donation to Rotary to help our projects, do so here. Just add that to our...
That'd be a great thing to do. That'd be awesome because we can run this all through Eventbrite and track it and get our money in. I'm sure some of our sponsors would be willing to do that. I was surprised. I actually called Sarah LaFawn to verify that she had 3 orders in there. So yeah, she loved the idea. She was happy to see that Winefest is still out there, that Rotary's still working in the community. And she's one of the people that have said, you should be doing this every month. So we'll continue to do this. And I think even after COVID, we'll keep running this kind of thing with either a wine to go, there may be a dinner to go one month, and maybe a wine dinner one month. It may just be a wine tasting. We're going to kind of test the market and see where we can take it, and really try and keep Rotary in front of folks all year round.
Hey, Mike, maybe talk about how the video will work, the chef video and the wine pairing video.
Sure. So each month, thank God I'm going to change the first one. First videos are always the roughest, I guess. But I'll give a little spiel about the restaurant coming in. Andy and Carlos will be going out to the restaurant. No video of the chef while he's preparing the meal. And the chef will be there to talk about it, what they're doing. And I know I've seen Rudy do this at some other events before, so that's why I'm really excited to see how he puts it together. We've asked him to put up the recipe also, so that whoever goes online, that video is going to be there perpetually, and the recipe will be up there as well. So you'll be able to go online, bring down that recipe, whatever they're fixing. Yeah, I thought I was expecting to get his menu by this afternoon, but I haven't gotten it yet. And then right after that, Chris will come in and talk about the wine that they chose to prepare. Those of you who don't know, Chris Lane is a level 1 sommelier, and he's studying for his level 2. So he's taking the sommelier thing really serious, put in a lot of hours studying. He knows the wine inside and out, so it's great to get his perspective on it. And I've even thought about doing some post-meal edits and saying, hey, this is how this went. Maybe give some other suggestions, just to give people an idea, things to think out of the box, you know. We had a lunch the other day, and I had a French rosé. Actually paired up even last night, same thing with a seafood meal instead of just going the regular Chardonnay or Sauv Blanc. Think out of the box, get something a little different. Pair your wines up, experiment, it's fun.
Mike, what an amazing opportunity, especially with our sponsors. You know, being there for them in tough times, they're going to remember that in future years. So kudos to you.
That's what we're counting on. Thank you.
And also, I mean, looking at the numbers for the children's Christmas party, it was very tough to do this year's budget because our traditional fundraiser. And by the way, somebody's got like a TV or something on the background.
It could be me. I'm at Starbucks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So great opportunity to guys to for a fundraiser for us. Planning the children's holiday party, we have sufficient funds for the books, but half of that portion, we also need the goodies, the snacks, the candy, the stockings, and stuff like that. So we are about, I want to say maybe about $6,000 short on that. So this fundraiser, I mean, if it's raising $800 per event at least, I mean, this is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for a fundraiser for us. So my great work, and everybody in the wine committee, good work on that.
Yeah, sir. I'd love to get a letter to send out to our sponsors, because I don't think we need to necessarily forget our sponsors, our title sponsors and things like that. And they may still be willing to support some of our things. So we could put something together about how we're going to do it. We've adapted to do the Christmas party this year. We can make an appeal to those people and see if we can raise some money that way as well. Just a thought.
I like that. And Arlene, if you could remind me on that, that's an excellent idea.
And we will be putting on the WineFest site a link that shows some of the projects that we have so that people understand what the money's going to.
All right, guys. Any other questions? And there's still room to sign up. It's tonight. Great food, great opportunity, great wine. So I like how we're Rotary, we're adapting to the times. I mean, we've been around for over 100 years, and this is going to be a time when we reflect on this time, and we're going to look back. And you know what? All Rotarians, we still logged in. We've had tremendous participation. We found ways to adapt to be Rotarian. We changed our projects. I mean, it's just we adapted and to adjust to these times, difficult times. We have to adapt, but we have to keep moving forward. And the people that need us in these difficult times is when they need us the most. So thank you guys. Everyone supports one way or another. I mean, with the pop-up projects, people sent over anywhere from $5, $10, $100. People showed up to put the backpacks together. People showed up to donate blood. People volunteered to write letters. You guys buying the meals from this Wine Fest curbside is a tremendous, tremendous opportunity, guys. Thank you guys and great work, everyone. All right, guys, open mic. This is all family, so open mic. You guys got any ideas? We still got some time. I would hate to cut a Rotary short. So guys, go ahead and unmute yourself. You know, John Donovan reminded me last week how Rotarians dislike being restrained. So,
and we have Bernie Olivas in the house too. Bernie, what's going on? Got anything you want to share?
Tell us something good about
the
Sun Bowl.
You might have heard we have a Sun Bowl game. Pac-12 decided to play some football finally, and they're going to play a 7-game schedule, which is fine with us. The ACC had already committed, so we're working hard now. Make sure we put on a football game. It's at the time, as of right now, of course, we can only put about 8,600 people in the Sun Bowl right now, but I don't know. Maybe things will loosen up between now and then, but we will have a game. We will have a parade. We're having our virtual parade on Thanksgiving Day. It won't be going down Montana Street, but please tune in on KTSM. They will be broadcasting it from 10 to 12 like they always do, or on their website. What we're doing, instead of having them march down Montana Street, we are videotaping all the participants, all the bands, all the floats, all the questions. Make sure you pay attention. Separately, and then KTSM is going to edit it to make it look like a parade going down the street. Let me. Everybody tune in on Thanksgiving morning.
Any opportunity, Rotary opportunity there?
Yeah, let's build a float and put it on. And put it on. It costs nothing to enter. It just costs to build a float. So we're going to have floats, and people are going to get on the floats, and we're going to make them. We're going to parade. We're going to not parade them, but we're going to take them down the block and videotape them like they were on TV, and then we're going to, like I said, there'll be a lot more people watching on TV than there will be actual parade. And we draw about $250,000, 250,000 people to the parade. There's over 1 million people that watch KT.
So, Barry, does that mean you'll be taking on virtual floats versus real floats?
No, floats are going to be real.
Touche.
Are the teams going to be in town for anything but the Sun Bowl, or is it just going to be the game?
As of right now, it's not going to be a full week like like they normally do. I had a Zoom meeting with the Pac-12 yesterday, and we're going to meet individually next week. All the bowl partners with the Pac-12, we met by Zoom yesterday to discuss the bowl, the bowls and how it's going to happen. But we'll get into specifics next week sometime where we're going to talk to them individually. The same with the ACCs, the same way. It'll probably not be a full week. They probably won't travel their bands or their cheerleaders, but it'll still be a good bowl game. It'll still be a good experience. And it'll still benefit our city, I think, and obviously it will benefit the student athletes. And of course, all of that can change on a day-to-day basis. The NFL already postponed a game for this weekend due to the virus, so anything can happen. But everybody the ACC's already canceled several of their games already due to the virus and teams catching the virus. But as of right now, we're still going to play it on December 31st. Kellogg's is still going to be our sponsor. They've been very good, and CBS is still going to broadcast it nationwide. So everything is a go as far as the Sun Bowl game is concerned.
Good.
Dynamite.
Excellent. Great news. Great news. Arlene, I don't know if we were able to develop a poll, but we're just kind of curious, get people's thoughts on some of the Rotary clubs are doing a hybrid meeting. I know we have limitations of our meeting place and the situation, and it doesn't seem to be improving quite yet. But just keeping it in the horizon. We want to get a feel for people's thoughts on having some kind of hybrid meeting. Maybe we could have like a group of 5, 10, and the rest online at a different place. Just trying to come up with different ideas. There's many Rotarians who are don't feel too comfortable with technology, and we're great Rotarians, always participating in one thing or another. So just trying to find a way to get them involved. But if you guys have any comments, feel free to share them now. How do you guys feel? I mean, I understand there's people's risk tolerance and concerns are different, but we're always open to ideas. So love to hear them.
Downstairs, this is Ames. I love that idea. I have antibodies, so you know, I'm good. I'm good with that. I like the hybrid meeting, and I've attended some of the other Rotary meetings that they're doing that hybrid, and it seemed to work out pretty well. So
That's great, Ames, and thank you for donating plasma with those antibodies. So we got to take care of you. Very, very good.
hopefully that lasts a really long time.
Yeah, so there's potential ways we could do this, whether it's, few Rotarians and the speaker, safe distance. I mean, we got to have some kind of plan for future. I'm not talking about next week or the following week. I just want to develop something in the future because we don't anticipate to go from no meetings to 100% meeting. I know Matt and Ellen is either stop or go, but just thinking about transition ways to adapt and interesting ways to see some other Rotarians. All right, guys. Well, if all right, guys, well, I'm gonna start closing it up unless there's any other announcements. I also want to recognize some of our visiting guests. John Egger, you're a great guest, and thank you for always participating in our meetings, and you donated school supplies, and you're supporting the Winefest curbside, and thank you so much. Let me tell you a little bit more about John Egger. John, after we talked about the school supplies, John graciously called me and made a donation, and he reached out to his other clubs, and he encouraged them to donate additional supplies and work with Tornillo Elementary School. So this butterfly effect of random acts of kindness just carries over. And the more you see people helping out, it just encourages more to others. So kudos to John Egger. Thank you so much.
What we're going to do, we're going to combine Kiwanis with the Optimist, with the Lions Club. And what we're doing, we're going to do I'm Jewish, so I combine Hanukkah there. We're going to do a Christmas Hanukkah gift drive for Tornillo School.
Oh, that's cool.
That's great.
The only problem is there's no Jewish kids there. Surprise, it's going to be a Christmas gift drive.
Location, right?
Wonderful. All right, guys. Anything else? John, great work, and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, miss you all. Lots going on. Go knock on your neighbor's house. Say, hey, I know you have some old bicycles. I seen those kids running through my grass in my yard. I haven't. Go grab those bicycles, and whether it's new or used, November we'll get together. We'll fix them up. We'll change tires, and then we'll distribute them in December. So, guys, look on Craigslist. Look on yard sales. Look at pawn shops. Go to Walmart. And John, I think I saw you raise your hand, but you got something. You got 10 bikes in your garage, right? And you're on mute. But I think you're excited about this. You're on mute, but you're excited about this. So, guys, get those bikes.
Hey, yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is David.
David,
I've got tools.
you got tools, and David.
We'll travel.
Well, you're kind of handy, but we'll help you.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of.
We'll guide you through it. And hearing David's voice, he got on the phone with me months back, and he gave me a good tip on this. As part of this bikes, of course, we've got some kind of safety responsibility. So let's try to get helmets as well. And maybe it's a helmet. The time to look for these things are now, because the closer we get to Christmas, these things run out. Go to Walmart, You won't find a single toy. You won't find a single. The time is now. Bicycles, helmets, tire tubes. Just be creative. But we're open to suggestions. All right, guys. Next week, Zoom speaker is Christy Albers, Executive Director, First Tee of Greater El Paso. Kudos and great work, Mark Mathis, for putting some great programs, adapting to the times. It's been very entertaining. If you guys weren't in the meeting, was it last week with C-SPAN? That was very exciting. Great work on that, Mark. Good job.
Thanks, guys. Thanks to Hector, too. He's been working on a lot of these.
Hector Montoya with the connections. Thank you so much. All right, guys, meeting adjourned. Have a small lunch. Don't start drinking wine yet because there's some great wine coming up this evening. Some great food, and hopefully we'll run into each other this evening as you guys are picking up your food. So great work, everyone. We'll see you next week. Meeting adjourned. See y'all later.
Good meeting, Yasser.
Thank you.